But I've not scheduled the live, but I posted it on a little post earlier, so hope a few people will be joining us. It takes about a minute for people to sort of start populating the room, and we get the notifications go out there. Just give it a few seconds. Hope everyone's doing good. Okay, here we go. Hi Kelly, first person to comment tonight. Can you just let me know that you can hear me all right? Microphone should be on. Here we go, going mad. Yeah, hi everyone. It's all good. Let me know you can hear me. Hi everyone. I won't call everyone's names out. Drives people mad. Evening all. Yeah, all good. Sound perfect. Cheers, Lee. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Hear you fine. Brilliant. There we go. We're only, well, it's past now. So we're on time and we have 47 people watching already. How about that? Thank you very much. I need a shave, as you can see. I've had my friend over. He come out, I can't even remember. He's been out for about 5 days. Evening all. And I've grown another chin. We've been eating out all the time. Him and his daughter come over. And yeah, I've been eating too much. So I have grown another chin, unfortunately. I need to go on a diet this week. So everything's diet drink that I'm drinking. Fanta, no alcohol, by the way. Yeah, if you don't mind, give us a quick upvote. There's 60 people in the room. See how that builds as we go along. Overindulging, in fact, completely. I've been using Gaviscon this week because we've been eating late. I don't know why. What it is now, the weather is really hot. And obviously they have come through. It could be your laptop, matey, John. Is everyone else hearing me all right? Just checking. We've been going out late. Where it's now sunny, I mean, we hit 40 today, 39, 40. My car said 40. As I was driving along, it said 39. Thanks, mate. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I feel absolutely awful. Look at it. I need a haircut. By the time you see me next, I'm going to have a haircut, eyebrow trim, and a shave, and hopefully lose this second chin that I've... Where I'm not boxing now, thank you very much. Everyone's saying that they can hear me fine. Where I'm not boxing now because of this injury, I am putting a bit of weight on, unfortunately, but I will get rid of that. Cheers, Ian. I'm glad you're on board tonight, mate, to keep an eye on things. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Right, yeah, so I haven't really got much of a schedule tonight. Where my friend's been out, as I say, we've been going out very late. I was going to get him on the show, but he prefers to stay a little bit out of the way. And yeah, look, right, we'll address that one again. We're not talking politics, are we? But Tommy has been released, as you can see by all the comments. And he was straight on it, weren't he, on outside the prison, which was quite surprising, to be fair. I thought he might just, you know, disappear home and stuff, but he didn't want to, so he wanted to have his little say, and the world was probably watching, to be fair. But he did look, as I say, I said it to a couple of people, he looked like blooming, you know, Tom Hanks when he was on, what was the one where he was just Outcast. He looked really ill, but he's had a shave since apparently, and his hair's been cut, so he's back to normal. And good on him. Castaway, that's the word I was looking for. Well done. Thanks, thank you very much for that one. Castaway, yeah. So yeah, as I say, that's just my personal bits and bobs. I had to go out this week and buy, because my phones are still not back to normal. Anyone that knows me knows that they've not been able to get through to me very easily. I've been using basically where my phones were taken away from me in early April. I decided that I didn't really want to use them anymore. And that's not because I've got anything to hide. It's just that I felt that there was a massive invasion of privacy. So I didn't want to use that phone anymore. Call me cynical, call me whatever you want. I don't trust. If someone's had your phone for a few weeks, who knows what they've put on there. So anyway, I've traded my usual phone in, and I've bought, I'll tell you, I can't believe how much money I will get to your chats in a sec, guys. I can't believe how much money iPhones are now. I mean, I've only ever got iPhones out of the pawnbrokers that we had. So I've not had a new phone for about a year. And I'm used to paying, you know, lowish prices, to be fair. And I've never really been into the, you know, having the latest phone and bits and bobs. I've never bought a phone from Apple before. Anyway, so I went in and I had a iPhone 15 Pro Max 256 gig, right? And I traded it in. They gave me 700 euros, but I still had to pay 1,019 euros for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But the reason I've also done that is I've gone to the 512 gig, because obviously now I'm starting to do videos and bits and bobs. Quality matters now. So, you know, it's going to be, it's absolutely ridiculous. So a new iPhone 16 Pro Max, that's the bigger one. I've not actually got it yet because I've not started using it, but it's the bigger one. But it is the 512 gig, so it's got quite a lot of memory on it. You can get a 1 terabyte, which is even dearer. But the price on this iPhone was 1,719 euros. I felt sick, considering, to be fair, I didn't need to sell my phone and upgrade it. I actually felt I was mugged. Absolutely insane. And I think if you go to the 1 terabyte version of it, I think it's touching 2,000 euros. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Buy them secondhand, mate. There you go. Assets versus liabilities, right? Never buy an iPhone from Apple. Buy them secondhand. Make sure they're completely clean. And yeah, as I say, and please believe me, I wouldn't have bought it had my phone. I would have had my phone that I had that was taken off of me. I would have had that phone for about another 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years. My previous phone to that was a Samsung, but I didn't really get on with it. But my previous Apple to that was an iPhone 8. And I've had that years and years and years. Anyway, moving along. So I had to get myself the new phone this week, which I will be up and running with that phone this weekend. Now, the thing is, I've not brought any of my stuff over from my old phone, so it's like starting from fresh. I've got to put every contact in by, you know, manually. So when people phone me now, I'm going to pick the phone up and say, hello, who is this? Because obviously I haven't got anyone's numbers. So anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, as I say, friend's been over. I've been going out far too much, as you can see. And yeah, I had a few issues with the Mercedes last week. I'm going to get to your chats in a minute. Give me a quick upvote, guys. Got 145 people watching, but only 67 ups. Little thumbs up would be very handy. Yeah, my car broke down last week. Carter decided he wanted me to pick him up in the C63, and I never ever, the Mercedes C63, I never drive the thing. So I thought, you know what, that'd be a great idea. So started the car up and it sounded a bit funny anyway. I drove lovely, got to his school. He come out, tried to start it, wallop. So I had to get my old Bill, my friend was on duty, thank God. He come over with the squad car, tried to jump start it, weren't having it. Mercedes come and took the thing away. And thank you guys. Still people telling me the sound's all good. That's good. I'm going to get to the chats in a minute. So give me a second and I'm coming to the chats. Yeah, the car broke down. I had to get it recovered and it was a new battery, which was 357 euros. Absolutely ridiculous. But while I was there, I treated myself to a little bit of merchandise. Look at that. I bought myself an AMG leather keyring, which was only €9.5. So that's about £8. You wouldn't get that in the UK. I'll tell you what, they gave me this free because obviously they felt sorry for me. It's like a key holder necklace thing. Anyway, but this, look at this. Embroidered, it's completely embroidered, AMG driving performance cap, right? Now in the UK, from a Mercedes main dealer, you would pay 35, 40 quid for that. That cap, I've written it down, was €8. It's about £6.90. I should actually buy loads of them and sell them on eBay and make loads of money. Look at that. Anyone want to buy an AMG cap? They're only 30 euros. Anyway, moving along. Yeah, so that was a nice. Anyway, I've got the car back now and everything's fine. New batteries on performance car run a lot. Yeah, again, I'm surprised that they were 300 euros. Do you know what? I'm skint this week. What we're buying the bloody. Well, I haven't actually paid for the phone yet because it's gone on a credit card. So anyway, credit card that I will pay off. Danny Trotter. Wait, stay right there. Danny Trotter. Stay right there. Trotter's Jewelers. Bought a watch from them once and they gave me a cap free of charge. Moving along. I hope you like that one. Whoever just said Trotter's, Danny Trotter. There you go. Backfired at you. I've written a couple of bits down. Sophie's been working 7 days a week at the moment for the past 2 weeks, but she's only got a few more days and then we can get a little bit of time off. I wear a fake roll and fake Louis Vuitton. Listen, I'm going to do a video. Somebody asked me the other day about fake watches and what I think of them and fake bags and fake this and that. I'm going to do a little video on that because I find that's quite interesting. Actually, I've got one. It's all written down, but I've not recorded it yet. Talk about that in a minute. Yeah, so Sophie's been working her backside off on the 2 restaurants. We had people on holiday, people off sick. We're starting a couple of new members of staff this week. Hopefully they will work out. So we're going to get a little bit more time off. Going out for breakfast in the morning. Right, with my police friends. So we have a breakfast once every week, 10 days. So I'm looking forward to that. Right, here we go. My Mercedes-Benz is destroying batteries faster than it's destroying tyres. Yeah, I'll tell you what, well, the battery in it, the car is 14 years old. And they told me they checked the serial number and the battery was 14 years old. So I suppose it's done well, to be fair. I think those trotters pay their income tax. Yeah, I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Anyway, 168 people watching. Gone over the 100 upvotes. Give us a quick upvote, please. It does help with the channel. I've noticed the subscriptions have literally stopped. Absolutely stopped, and I don't know why. It's sitting at 8,700. It's just doing that. 8698, 8701, and it's just sitting like that. Moses versus Joshua. That'd be an interesting fight. I think that Moses will absolutely knock his block off because I don't rate Anthony Joshua and I never have done. Not being disrespectful to him, I never have rated him. Always think he's been a bit chinny. Do you want your prize, Danny? Moses wins. Yeah, I agree. I think Moses wins on that one. What prize is that, by the way? I went to the English Brother shop in Mayfair. They made me the best coffee. Yeah, that's the problem though, mate. It's when they make you a good coffee and then they want you to spend loads of money. Messages, thought you were talking about the Bible. Hang on, I'm getting a bit confused here. Oh, Moses, yes. No, so Moses is a boxer, by the way, for those that don't know. Moses is a world champ, I don't know. How's he a world champ? Well, how's he a world champ? Anthony Joshua is not now, is he? But he was. There was very limited talent around at that time, if you ask me. But anyway, as I say, I'm not going to slag anyone down. It's, you know, he's made a lot more money than I'm ever going to make, I can tell you that. You and Paul doing a video again soon? Yes, we are doing a video possibly this Sunday. Paul just called me before I went live. He's supposed to be popping in to the chat in a minute. We're probably going to try and do it on Sunday. I can't guarantee that, so I'm not going to say it's going to be Sunday, but we'll put a little notification up. And I think we're going to do live on his channel and my channel. So it'll be live on both channels. He did say that he's going to jump in the shower when he gets in because he's been running around like an absolute blue-ass fly. What's happened, he's found somewhere to live. So basically it's from scratch. So he's got to furnish it, paint it, put things up on the wall, plants, blah, 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 you know, and all that sort of stuff. So I think he's been very, very busy. I haven't really heard, and I know his other daughter has been over for a while. So I know I haven't heard from him, and I know he's been very quiet on the videos, but he did say that he's going to try and pop on the live tonight, not physically on the camera, because he just said, I'm going to have a shower as soon as I get in. I just said, make sure you don't, you know, push the live button while you're in the shower, because obviously we wouldn't want anyone to. Anyway, moving along, as we keep saying. Yes, so Paul will be, I've got it written down here actually, Paul and me are going to do a live on Sunday apparently, but it's not been confirmed. As I say, he's been pretty much non-stop for a while now. I've got a couple of new videos that I'm going to do this out. See, Speak of the Devil is in the chat right now. Paul's just popped in. And he's just phoned me saying he's absolutely knackered because he's not used to doing DIY, is Paul. And like I said, he must have had his shower now. So everyone's saying hello, Paul, mate. Very popular guy. And we haven't seen you much. So nice to see you, mate. Glad you're on. I've just said to everyone, you probably haven't seen it, Paul, because you've only just popped on. But possibly we've got a live coming up on Sunday. A joint live, probably be on Paul's channel and my channel. So we'll try and do it that way if we can work out how to do it. Yeah, I've got a couple of new videos coming out this week. I haven't recorded them yet, like I said. It is going to be Common Sense, Spain versus the UK. Evening all, and love to everyone. There you go. Paul's on there, mate. He's on there. Yeah, so I'm going to do a common sense video, Spain versus the UK, because obviously I used to live in the UK, now live in Spain, and like there's little things that bug me and things that make sense. So that's going to be quite an interesting little video. Only a bit of laugh, to be fair, but it's going to be all right. And also a video on don't try and keep up with your neighbours, as they say, keeping up with the neighbours. Let's try not to do that. But there's a video coming up on those two videos. That'll be out sometime in the next week. I've pretty much done everything that I've put on my sheet so far. I've not watched Mobland yet. I've still not finished it. I'm only on episode 8. I think there's 2 more to go. So I'm trying to get, I might even watch one tonight, depending on how long this one goes for. This weekend, I've got a big concert down in Mazaron, which is part of Murcia. So I'm going to drive to Mazaron. We've got a friend of mine's actually doing the whole thing. He's organising the whole event. So we've got a nice VIP area which we can go into. Not that I'm VIP, but he's looking after us. And myself, Sophie and Carter are going to go. So if anyone is going to the Mazaron Rocks Festival, Mazaron Port, make sure you keep an eye out for me because I will be there. Yes, mate, it's actually on my left. But obviously, I'm guessing it looks like it's on its right to you because everything's reversed. If you look up there, that's not spelling Frank Bruno properly, is it? Don't quite know how to change that. You might be able to, in fact. Yeah, so we've got Artful Dodger and Judge Jules, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Well, that's 2 of the artists, Steve, that's playing. Artful Dodger and Judge Jules, but there's a load of tribute acts, you know, Michael Jackson and blooming Tina Turner and loads and loads and loads of acts. So that should be all right. Should be a laugh. We're right now. I'm going to get onto the chat. Let's have a little look. I've just answered that one, Glenn, but it's probably a little crossover on the time. As I say, Artful Dodger is there and Judge Jules, plus there's loads of others. I think if you go on to Google, you can type in Mazaron Rocks and put this weekend and you'll see who's there. I can't actually remember, to be fair. Tickets are quite... Where's the tortoise? I'll tell you what, there's tortoise wee all over my floor. I walked in earlier and there was like a puddle on the floor and I just thought there's absolutely... I can actually take you with us, actually, Sheila. That's not a bad idea. I could do a bit of a live from there, couldn't I? That would be a great idea. I tell you what, it will probably be on the Sunday. But then I'm supposed to be doing a live with Paul on Sunday. We will do... Yeah, raving. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some raving. Is Tommy coming out to Spain? I honestly don't know. I don't know if he's got his passport because I know there's some more stuff that they've got to get through. What's happened to the tortoise? He is in this room somewhere. like I say, I come in earlier and there was a puddle of water. I mean, how can a tortoise this big do that? Bet you miss Richard. I do actually. Richard's a lovely guy and I've got an awful lot of time for Richard. It's just I don't fit in the narrative of where he wants to be on the YouTube channels now, so I can't really. I mean, we will probably get Richard on with me and Paul at some stage, but because I've got this problem now with not talking about, you know, what's going on myself, I don't want to stop other people talking about it. So like, I'm happy if Paul goes on Richard's channel and Richard goes on Paul's channel and stuff, but I can't be part of the three anymore, unfortunately. He's on the P, yeah. I mean, he is here. He's round the back. I could actually see him. He's round the back. But he's asleep by the looks of things because his head's tucked in. Richard Davies, I enjoyed the Mazarin port, my favourite one, excellent. Oh yeah, the video. I've done a video on the Mazarin port to give you a little bit of an idea. Funny enough, it's the guy that's in the video that we go and visit the bar. And I don't know whether he was on the video or not, I can't remember, but it was in his bar that we were sitting, and he's the one that's arranging all this weekend's festivities. How small are the Frank Bruno shorts behind you? They look tiny. Yeah, they do, but they're not. They are Frank Bruno's pro debut shorts. So he wore them for his first professional fight, and he wore them for the first 10 fights. Also, my light here is reflecting on it, which doesn't help matters either. Yeah, there is pro debut shorts, and he wore them for the first 10 fights of his professional career. But they are big, to be fair. They look small. He had quite a small waist, to be fair, when he was 18. That's when he turned pro. Is everything solved with what happened to you phones back? Yeah, I was going on that one earlier, Lee. I got my phones back, but unfortunately I don't want to use the phones anymore. No, there's no, like I say, nothing that I've got to hide. And so the only thing I can explain, and I've explained it to a couple of people now, it's like someone having a CCTV on you all the time. You don't know if they're watching you. You don't know if, and I don't want that Big Brother experience. So I've sold my phone and I've got a new one. Bremont hold their value like Breitling. Yeah, Bremont I don't think hold their value too great. Breitling are terrible for holding value. Tag Heuer are very bad for holding value. Tudor are not particularly good either, depending on what one you get, but you know, some of them are best part of half price. The only ones that really hold value, watch-wise, Richard Mille, Rolex, obviously, some models, some are way under list now. So yeah, the watch trades sort of died a little bit at the moment. I mean, Paul's probably still in the chat somewhere or watching. He might actually be done, might have gone away, but I said to Paul about possibly doing another watch video soon, because I've still, obviously Paul's still got a lot of watch people that follow him, and possibly I've got a few people that follow me on here as well. So yeah, I will eventually do a watch video with Paul, I think. Have a little chat about old times. Danny, 300 is not bad because one of my friend's parents have got a Porsche Taycan for a replacement battery and it's 50 grand. Yeah, because they are, the reason being is that's not just a normal battery though, because that runs the whole car. I had a McLaren a few years ago, and 3 months after I got it, it wasn't new, it was used, but a very low mileage one. It needed a new battery, and that was just a bog standard car battery, although very, very light. It was £3,600 to just replace the battery, which was ridiculous. I had a warranty with it, but it covered everything apart from the battery. Call it a bumper to bumper warranty, excluding the battery, which I'm sure is in between the bumper and bumper, you know. Anyway, there you go, moving along. There is a company in London, they will not buy Rolex, but buying Breitling and Bremont. Yeah, listen, look, if you know the value of the Breitlings and stuff, then you're all right, aren't you? You know, if you buy a brand new Breitling for 10 grand, it's worth probably 6 grand within a very short period of time. As long as people know it's worth 6 grand, then they'll buy it. I mean, you know, they're not very easy to sell, Breitlings. Lovely watch. I've actually got one, but they're not good value retainers, and they're not the easiest watch to sell. A lot of the time, if you phone up a watch dealer and say you want to sell a Breitling, they'll say we wouldn't buy it, mate, and that's how it is. But it is just what it is, you know. They're a lovely watch. There's no doubt in it. Some of their watches are stunning, and you know they're not as common as people think they are. Right, back to the chat. Hello from Brit in Ireland. Hello, Brit. From a Brit in Ireland. Right, let's have a little scroll back, shall we? Oh yeah, there's loads of people. Someone there is watching from Rhodes. Very good. Paul's in the chat, yeah. I don't know whether Paul, he's gone a bit quiet now, Paul, so I think he might have actually gone. Danny in Spain, my favourite watch is a Lane & Tuck. Yeah, I mean, I've got a few different watches. My favourite brand, and it always probably has been, is still Frank Bruno. I think their watches are phenomenal. And hang on, Paul Thorpe, no, he's here. I don't think he is now. He's gone quiet, and it's not like Paul to be quiet. I can't at him if he's not watching. Oh, okay. I didn't know you couldn't do that. I thought you could do that anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I've still got my watch from years ago. A time half blue, half red. Taught me the time. Wow, it's nice to keep them sort of things, isn't it? I've got some, you know, meaningful watches and bits and bobs. But I'm finding, living in Spain, that I'm very, very rarely wearing a nice watch, to be fair. Most of the time I'm wearing a Duckworth Prestex. I think they're fantastic quality and fantastic value for money. I still wear Paul's watch, funny enough. I was wearing that today, Paul Thorpe's watch. He's got a 4P watch that he done. It was made by Helium. Watch really, really comfortable on a Velcro strap. Bloody lovely. I've got the rubber strap with it as well, but I've not tried that yet. But, you know, I'm wearing the more everyday watches all the time now. I'm very, very rarely wearing a nice watch now. To be fair, it's the aggravation of going to get it out the bank that's putting me off, because I used to be quite close to the bank where I had my vault to pick the watch up and rotate them and stuff, but it's a little bit further now, so I can't really be bothered to drive all that way. I will at some stage. There is a plan. I was going back, when I went back to the UK, I was going to see my accountant to set up a watch business, to try and sort of start a little watch business. I've been waiting forever for a friend of mine to build the website. I've got the domain name, got all the business cards printed up and everything, but we've just not started it up yet, which is in the plans for the next few months. Probably towards the end of the year, I'll probably do it. But the watch game is very, very quiet at the moment, especially if you're just starting it up, you know. So, Danny in Spain, when people used to ask my ma'am for the time, she'd say, Ruby past the diamond. My everyday beat is a Casio. Do you know what? The Casios make a good bloody watch. They've got the one, I can't remember the name of it. The one that Casio Eco Drive. It basically charges by the sun. Whenever you go anywhere, it sets its own time and bits and bobs like that. Big G, I've got Panzera 2, yeah. I know Ian likes his Tudor. I've got the same Tudor that Ian's got, and I do love it. I won't mention it because it's not my place to do so, but I know he's got, yeah, I will. Actually, I'm going to. So he's got a Tudor GMT, bloody lovely watch. It's basically the Tudor Pepsi, and tremendous value, really, really good watches. Yeah, I think Paul's shot off. He said he was going to pop on, but he said earlier he was shattered. Ian, you still got the Tudor GMT? I take it you have. What would be your favourite Rolex, Dan? My favourite Rolex is the Solid Gold Yachtmaster 2. The 1166. No, I'm not even gonna try. I can't remember. I can't remember the Rolex reference number on it. That's my favourite watch. Eco Drive. Yeah, the Eco Drives are good. We've got a couple that we just kept from the pawnbrokers when we shut the pawnbrokers down, and they didn't get sold, and they're bloody good watches, to be fair. Just leave them in the sun for a few hours and they charge up. Brilliant. Yeah, the 41mm Black Bay. I mean, you've got the you've got the various 41mm. I mean, the Tudor GMTs are 41mm. You've got the Heritage. You've got the Black Bay Bronzes, although they're 43mm. Yeah, I love Tudor. I think if you want a high-end watch, and I do believe they're very high-end, the Ranger, yeah, that's fine. And Ian's got a Rolex Explorer as well as his GMT. Rolex Submariner, Sea Dweller. I've got a James Cameron Deep Sea, and I've also got a Deep Sea Standard. But like I say, I'm not really wearing them now. To be fair, when I do start the watch business, they're all just going to go into stock. So when they sell, and then what we'll do with that will be the start of trading. You know, any money I've got in the bank will go into it, and we'll just start up a little business. I'm doing it with my son, who's turns 21 next month. So he's going to be doing it with me as well. Tag her, yeah. Do you know what? My first branch into. I'm sorry if anyone's finding the watch talk a little bit boring tonight, because obviously there's only a certain amount of people that like watches, but that was originally where our YouTube things started. Thanks very much, Boss Levels. That's very kind of you. It's the end of June. How many likes have you got? Mine's not registering. I've got 158, and there's 196 people watching at the moment. We was over 200 just now, but you know, it's getting on a little bit, and people got work tomorrow. The Citizen Eco Drive is a very good watch. In fact, I thought it was Casio, but maybe it is Citizen actually, yeah. Black Bay 58, I do like the Black Bay 58. My only problem with that is it's 39mm, and the 39mm on me looks too small. Sadly, I do like a lot of the, do you know the Black Bay 58 Gold, the gold watch, it's the 18K watch that they've got. I would love that watch because it's got like a green face and a green strap, and it looks absolutely stunning, but it's 39mm. I'd love that watch because they're worth the money now. You know, they're about half the price. They've dropped. 165 now, Lisa. It's gone up a couple. I've got a platinum Rolex with baguette diamonds. And now that is one of my favourite watches, John. Yeah, it's a 40mm platinum. I mean, I'm taking it you're going to say it's the Daytona, unless it's the day date. So you've got the ice blue dial with that and the baguette diamonds. Hi, Danny, just catching up. Hope you're doing okay. Cheers, Tony. Late to the party, mate, but you're still here. That's all that matters. I take it you're leaving Britain permanently, so understanding as to then it's understandable as to why. Look, I am not going back to Britain for the foreseeable future. I've lost my faith in the place, and I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I've got no plans to go back. My boyfriend is watch mad, out of my price range, or best friend or boyfriend. So I don't know. Your new venture with your son. Yeah, it's going to be later in the year. I will put the details on here as and when we do it. It'll be just it's a little sideline, more for my son than me, to be fair. I'm just trying to launch him in. He loves watches, so that's going to be the. I've got a Roma. I've had it 15 years. Yeah, yeah. Good, keep liking the video then, please. How's your dad? He's okay. His health is not great. And this week he sadly decided that he wasn't going to drive anymore, which I think has hit him quite heavily. He's been a little bit down since he's decided that. He's feeling that his capabilities are not up to speed now. So he's now decided that he's going to knock driving on the head. So I've just sawn his car off road. He has cancelled the insurance on it. It's not a high valuable car, but he's cancelled the insurance on it, and it's on his driveway now until we decide what we're going to do with it. But he's not going to drive it no more. He feels that if he was driving, it could put someone at risk. You know, he wouldn't necessarily see a child run out now, or wouldn't have the reactions to deal with that situation. So very brave of him to actually sit there and say no more to the driving, which has got to be quite tough, to be fair. But I think it was the right decision. I've been speaking to him about it for a little while. and you know, he's 91 this year, so he's been driving. He's done well, to be fair. There's a lot of people that don't get to like the 75s and 80. Yeah, there you go, Glenn. How old is he, mate? He's 91 this year. So yeah, and as I say, I think he would drive. I still think he feels capable of driving, but you know, thinking of others is probably the best way. Nice one. I like the Rolex Day Date with the green face. Yeah, that's nice. The OP, the Oyster Perpetual green dial is quite nice. That's a 41mm watch. Yep, 91, Tina. My wife and I will be in Spain as soon as my house is sold. Alan, I'm not sure if you're talking about permanently, but you know, fair play to you if that's the case. Oh, next comment, fair play, keep the driving till that age. Yeah, I mean, it's the right time to stop driving, to be fair. Again, the comments are coming in pretty quick tonight. Good evening to you, Danny, here in London. Good evening to you, Patsy. John, I bought 2 boxes of Cohiba limited edition cigars in 2014 for £1,000 now value. Wow. I take it you keep them in a humidifier or humid box, you know, where you have to have the little bit of water in it and stuff like that. Unless they're sealed, of course. I take it you don't need that. I don't smoke. I never have done. I had a cheeky cigarette when I was about 14 with a friend of mine, and I took one puff on it and I just choked my guts up. It wasn't for me at all. Humidor, that was it. Cheers, Ian. And I choked my guts up. I don't smoke. And I said to him, you shouldn't smoke because it's, you know, it'll end up killing you. And he ended up dying in a bloody car crash, unfortunately, at 19 years old, which absolutely knocked me senseless. But there you go. But I smoke a cigar every I smoke a cigar probably once every year to 18 months. I like a Romeo and Juliet cigar. They're not expensive. Well, they're not expensive in Spain. They're about £8 in Spain, I think. They're about 20 in the UK. Jack said he's had a heart attack recently. It's been awful. I can imagine it has, mate. That's absolutely awful. I hope you are getting the medical treatment you need for that. And whatever they say, give it some thought, mate. Humidor man. Yeah, oh right, okay. Yes, I have a humidor man in cigar shop in Mayfair told me it's a good investment. Blooming right it was, 14 times. 14 times your investment. That's brilliant. Danny, before you made the decision to move to Spain, was there any other country you was looking at emigrating to? Right, so I used to live in Tenerife. I'm going back. My son was about 5 when I moved to Tenerife, so that was, what was that? He's 21, so 16 years ago. Moved to Tenerife, lived there for a few years, and then moved back to the UK. I'm going to do a video on that as well soon, so that will be from my time when I moved to Tenerife to pretty much today. I've got no plans to, I would like to get my dad over. We're in discussions about it now, to be fair. I need to get him over here really because his health's not great and I can, you know, he'll be closer to us then. But it's a big, big move for someone that's, you know, 91 years old to up and emigrate somewhere. You know, you've got the health system. He's got some ongoing health issues. I speak to him every day, but he's got some ongoing health issues. He has carers come in and look after him. We would struggle with that a little out here, but to be fair, I think it's very important that he does move over here. Yeah. Tenerife was amazing. I lived in a beautiful area. My son took up go-karting, which I'll talk about again in another video. I've got a few videos coming up. Yeah, I need my dad to pop over really. He's supposed to be coming out very soon with a little holiday, a little break for a couple of weeks, but it is getting hot. They look after their old in Spain. Yes, they do. He would need to have the correct visa to stay here. My ex had a timeshare in Tenerife, courtesy of Mr. Palmer, Don. So I knew a few of the Palmers in Tenerife. I'm not going to mention names. It's not fair because those people still live in Tenerife. But John, I never actually met John himself. That was a weird old one, wasn't it? Where he was, well, I can't even say the right. You have to say certain words on YouTube you can't say. But he was finished off, shall we say, in his house a few years ago. And when the police turned up, it was a day or so before they realised that he had been, a very strange situation. All of that was very strange. My father-in-law now lives in Madrid. He's 98. Wow. It's probably the continental weather, you know, and Sharon, love Tenerife. Island Village, yeah, Don, I know it very well. I've stayed there a couple of times, actually, Island Village, because they obviously rent them out. It's not a bad little complex. It's just really aged now. I think they got bought out, didn't they? Was it the Gold something or the other bought them out, and then they do the timeshare swaps and things like that? Yeah, finished off. I mean, when I say finished off, I'm talking that he was topped, basically. By who? There's loads of rumours floating around. I've been told what happened, but again, I don't do the conspiracy theory, and I don't, you know, Chinese whispers is dangerous for people, so I don't say nothing about any of that sort of stuff. He's originally from Seville, but moved to Madrid 70 years ago. Oh, he's well used to it then, Lisa, if you've been living in Madrid for 70 years. I love Madrid. I've been to a few places in Spain now, and Madrid's been my favourite so far. They brought you into life. Love them. Yeah, as I say, Donna, that's exactly right, mate. You're not here if they don't do it, are you? You know. So yeah, it's important. And with my plans not to go back to the UK, obviously with his age and his health issues, it's quite important that I think he comes out here. My grandmother rented a house from Mr. Palmer in Bristol years ago. He let her live there for 10 years rent free. There must have been something in it for him, surely. John wasn't exactly known for his, anyway. I love the churches of Christmas. Yeah, Lisa, Madrid is lovely, and that's when we went last Christmas to Madrid. It was absolutely beautiful, and we have booked to go back this Christmas. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Let's have a little look. Everyone abandoned Britain and let's all move to Benidorm, Spain. Jack has a good comment, mate. I mean, look, right. Moving to Spain doesn't work for some people, right? At all. It doesn't work for some people, but it works for me. And what's not going to work for me is the next couple of months is going to be 40, 45, 47 degrees. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Dan, is it in Madrid where the huge cathedral is still being built? No, that is in Barcelona, mate. The Gaudi Church, that's in Barcelona. Again, I've done a video. Sophie run the Barcelona Marathon, last year. And I've done a video on it, but it's an old video, so I don't know whether to put it up on my... I might edit that video and put it up there. We've done a little bus tour around Barcelona. It was beautiful, and you see that church on there as well. I picked myself out for 10-year free rent. At least you'll have tested out mobility scooters for your dad. Do you know what? If he does move out here, Benidorm, what was it? Benidorm Hire. He was selling them as well. So there's already a scooter that I've seen that he will buy. Definitely. Danny, what's your number one thing on your bucket list? I haven't really got a bucket list anymore. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, years and years ago, it was like, who do you want to meet in the world? But I've met all the people I wanted to meet in the world, to be fair. I haven't really got a bucket list. I just want to be around, really, for my kids to grow up. And, you know, I've got to be there for them. Like I say, my older children, their mother passed away last year. And I need to be there for them, or still be around for them. They're not moving out to Spain. I want them to, but they won't. They're quite happy in the UK. Alan, it don't look like there's any takers, mate. Sorry, you're still going to have to pay your rent. Not to kick in too soon. Yeah, you met me. That was enough. Hang on, am I missing something here? Oh, we had bucket list. Sorry, Ian. Sorry, the pennies just dropped. Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I think we had an arm wrestle, didn't we? And you bought a drink. Did I mention that? Did that come out of my mouth? I really want to move to Spain, but the heat might be too much for me. I'm going to be honest with you, Claire, right? The heat is horrific. Absolutely horrific. In 2 months of the year, but you've got 10 months of the year that's it's all right, to be fair. Get the C5 charged up for your dad. It's a bit low for him, I think. And it's got flat tyres because he's never been driven. I've shown the C5 on another video. Yeah, again, I've got a few ideas of videos and bits and bobs. I'm going to show the C5 and that scooter that nearly killed me. It's downstairs and yeah, it's not been moved since. Is there a Sainsbury's and Morrison's out there? There is Lidl's. There's not Morrison's. We've got a Tesco's. It's called the Food Company out here. Sharon's saying, I'd move tomorrow to Spain if I had the money. Do you know, it's not as expensive as you would imagine, Sharon. Going back to the supermarkets, we've got the Food Company. We do Mercadona and Consum. Mercadona's a sort of day-to-day. I would say that's sort of Asda, if you like, but got some, no, it's probably Tesco's. And then Consum is more Waitrose, if that makes sense. So that's why I don't shop there, because I can't afford to. Danny, I don't blame you for having no plans to return to the UK. Craig, do you know what, mate? I haven't. None at all. Christ, 40, yeah, 40 degrees plus. I mean, it depends on what one you believe. It was 40 degrees today. One said 39, one said 40. It was boiling. And I'm actually really, really boiling sitting here doing this. Problem is, I get hot really easy and Sophie likes the heat. So if I say to her, can we put the aircon on? She's like, no. Mercadona is okay, to be fair. Most of the shopping is done there. Eruski is like Tesco's. I don't know that one, mate, but I'll take your word for that. Sharon Ray, me too. I would move to Spain if I had the money. Do you know, if people have got a house and they can sell their house and they've got some equity in it, a friend of mine done it. And you can come over here, you can buy a property for not loads and loads of money. And you can have an all right life, but you've got to get the right visas to make sure that you can work if you need to and bits and bobs like that. Don't forget, you need to get that hospital insurance sorted so she doesn't have to pay it. Hang on, Danny, how about putting in a few tents in your back garden? Your subscribers can come for a week's holiday. Yeah, mate, it's all stones though, that's the problem. It'll be quite uncomfortable. My husband's friend lives in Alicante in the summer and Santander in the... Yeah, do you know what? That's not a bad idea because Alicante's quite hot. And then if you can go to Santander for the actual summer months, it's not a bad idea because that's the north of Spain. I'm sure to remember you saying you like a Harley any closer to anyone. Not at all at the moment, Matt, I'm afraid. I've got to get my Spanish licence. I can only drive up to a 125, so nowhere near that yet, mate. And I'm a bit concerned about passing it in Spanish because I can't speak Spanish. Well, not very well anyway. I don't think if I've done a bike test, ordering a large beer is going to cut it, mate. Probably would get me thrown out of there. Alicante winter, oops. Yeah, I got that, Lisa. I got that. Yeah, wife told me it was 38. And yeah, it's been really hot today. You need a walk-in fridge. To be fair, it's lovely if we had a walk-in fridge. Claire Bell needs to do the El Corte Inglés food. Yeah, that's quite nice. El Corte Inglés is like a John Lewis, I suppose you could compare it to. It's quite upper class and nice stuff in there. Good people deserve to live in peace and freedom. Yeah, don't we all? Have you no family to look after your father? No, Martin, I'm an only child, mate. It's unfair for me to say that. My dad's niece, my cousin, Goes around there very, very regular. And I've got some cousins that live very, very close, and they pop round there and see him quite a lot. So to be fair, not immediate family, but cousins and, you know, nieces. Well, nieces and nephews, to be fair. They look after him, and they do me a right favour, to be fair. Spain would be far too hot for me there. Yeah, but it's only, look, it's only two months really, 2 or 3 months a year. The 9 months is all right. Do you know what I look forward to? About sort of the end of September, start of October is beautiful. It's warm, but not too much, you know? It's lovely. I'm guessing we have more Brits in Benidorm than we do in the UK itself nowadays. There could be a possibility. I'm not on the numbers on that one, I'm afraid. Could you make a video on how to go about moving to Spain? Look, I have sort of made snippets of different things, you know? If you go into the video library, there's all different bits and bobs, Spain versus the UK, and I'm going to be doing that. The whole idea is this Danny in Spain thing is going to be doing that all the time. Richard Bartlett, Del Duque, for the weather, Peninsula too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter. Del Duque is, are you talking about Tenerife in that one, Richard? Let me know. I'm in the council house and £1.50 in my pocket, mate. Yeah, look, Sharon, listen, it's not doable for everyone. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And the benefit system, or whatever it be, is not particularly good here. And I guess that, you know, look, right, it's not easy for a lot of people. I totally understand it. I totally understand it. It's not easy at all, mate. My uncle had a taxi firm in Alicante, and my auntie has a cafe. Yeah, do you know what? Taxi firms will probably be all right in Alicante because it's always busy. Here where I live, it's bloody you know, impossible to get a taxi. But they won't give out licenses for any more. Oh, weird things, mate. Thanks, Danny. Love your cousins. Yeah, they really do look after him and help out massively. He does get carers come in. There's a lady that cares for him, particularly, that always looks after him, does his shopping with him and bits and bobs. She actually watches this channel, in fact, sometimes. So, Olivia, there's your shout out, mate. Danny, I'm looking at Calpe this year. Have you been there? What would you recommend? I haven't been to Calpe. There's a long story with that, and I don't know whether I can actually talk about it. A very close... No, I'm not going to talk about it. There was a problem in Alicante with someone that was very close to us, and it's sort of not put me off of going there. It's just, I can't really go there, if that makes sense. But I understand it's lovely. Long story with that one, and maybe one day I can tell that story. Yeah, maybe one day. My dad's in Spain. I bought my flight 3 weeks ago. Look forward to 90 days. Yeah, that'd be nice. 65 days, yes. You get the 90-day rule here at the moment, so you can do 90 days in Europe, 90 days UK, 90 days Europe, 90 days UK, but you can't do the 180 days together at the moment. Question, have you actually met Frank Bruno then? Frank Bruno is one of my best friends. I've known him for 38 years, 37 years. I've done a lot of sparring with Frank, a lot of training with Frank, been on holiday with Frank. I see Frank a lot. I was due to see him when I went back to the UK, but obviously with what happened, everything got blown out the water. But I have spoke to him a couple of days ago, about a week ago now, and there's a good possibility he'll be coming out to Spain soon to see me. Do workers in Spain still stop in the afternoon? Yes, they do. It's 2 till 5 basically, is a bit of a, you know, closed time. It can cause you problems. I mean, I went and tried to look for cars with Paul a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we got there at 2 o'clock. So everywhere was shut, and it was going to be shut for 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours in some cases. Honestly, I'm not afraid to show who I am. Hi, I moved to Greece 13 years ago and I don't regret 1 minute. I'm originally from London in my late 50s and London is unrecognisable. Don't regret leaving it at all. Love to you. Samantha, look, I've obviously not been abroad as long as you have. I've been here over 4 years. I get, as I say, you probably all remember, I get slated every now and then for abandoning the UK. I mean, I only was talking about the political stuff for about 14 months, but I'd already been living here for 4 years. Do you know what I mean? It's just mental. But anyway, there you go. I was always moving to Spain. I've said this, and I'm not trying to sound like a broken record. I was always moving to Spain, and regardless of if, you know, the UK was the biggest and best country in the world, the sun don't come out. So, well, the sun don't come out as much. Let's put it that way. Think there's been problems at Tenerife South Airport, queues because of not enough staff. Yeah, I've not heard that, but I don't doubt that. Doesn't say much for me. I have my dog. My uncle had the Thistle and Rose pub in Benidorm for years. Big Alan. I don't really know the pubs. That's probably a really well-known pub. There's only a couple of places I know. As I say, I've been there a few times now and stayed there for a weekend with Sophie a couple of weeks ago, but the video's on there. Santorini does look lovely. I've never been there, but it does look lovely. My brother is in Spain, probably living better days than I am in the UK by comparison. Look, Jack, right? I don't know. There's pros and cons for it all. I'm actually going to do a video this week. In fact, I'll probably record it tomorrow. I might even post it tomorrow or the next day. Just basically saying, you know, the things that bug me in Spain and the things that bug me compared to the UK. It's a bit of a giggle video, but probably it's all actually going to, you know, make a bit of sense. I work, but I'm skint. Get Frank on a live. That would be amazing. I spoke to Frank at length the other day about setting up a YouTube channel. Him setting a YouTube channel up. I think he'd do really well on it. The only problem is it's quite hard. It's harder than it looks to stand there and look at a screen and talk. Like, these lives can be quite tricky. Doing the videos, all right, 'cause you can edit it. But once, you know, if I swore now, I can't unswear, can I? Do you see what I mean? And you just got to keep it flowing to obviously get people involved and stuff. And the lives, I've got 200 people still watching. The lives are, I think, a bit of fun. It's just a way of engaging with people, you know. I have probably lost where I was now then, so I'm going to probably miss a few chats here, mate. Lisa, you just retracted a message. Siesta time, yes. Greece is great. Love riding a dirt bike all over roads, I can imagine. That's roads as in the area, not roads, if anyone hasn't read that comment. Get Frank on a live here. We've done that one. Family first, exactly. I have friends in Tenerife. They've been there nearly 30 years. They would never come back. I love Tenerife, to be fair, and I don't know. In the future, maybe again. I don't know. I'm talking about, you know, retirement. I love Santorini. Having 751 more tourists. Yeah. Rhodes is beautiful. I've not been there, but I understand it is. Live for you and yours, no one else, mate. It's very true. No, Danny, I've been doing 6 months a year in Spain since Brexit, and given a choice, I'd be in Spain full time. But work means I need to go back for the money. Yes, listen, there's a lot of people I think do it like that one, Fryer. So it's, you know. My dad lives in North Tenerife. I don't blame him. It's lovely, but I do miss him. Yeah, it is difficult. That's the biggest problem when you move to Spain and stuff, and Tenerife, whatever, you know, family and stuff. It can be quite hard, very hard. Bet the UK has bigger bugbear list. So pleased people are coming to Greece instead of Turkey. The Greeks are fantastic. Like chatting with your mates on here. Yeah, it is, Sheila, to be fair. You know, I recognise a lot of names. I don't always read them out, obviously, because I also have to remember that people are going to watch this tomorrow as well. And it's sort of, they don't see the live chat. They only see the comments that are made on the video. So I'm going to try and keep it to about another 10 minutes or so, guys. Love to hear Frank Bruno's legendary laugh. Do you know what? I have actually, I will check with him if he's all right with me playing it. He done me an advert for my old business some years ago, and I've still got it on an iPod somewhere, which I can plug into a speaker and play it at some stage, but I'll just check with him. He might not want it done. You can swear after 7 minutes. Thanks, mate. Dan, you are where you are meant to be. I guess so, Jenny. There's a lot to be said for that. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. I watched the film Sliding Doors years ago. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's old, but it's where this girl misses the train and catches the train, and they show you what happens to her life. You know, you can just go that way, and then all of a sudden, if you turn right, your whole life changes. You know, I mean, look, you know, I don't want to go on about it, but look at what happened in Liverpool a couple of days ago. There's quite a few people there that their life is going to change because of what's just gone on. Hopefully, no one's going to pass away from it, but I hear there's some serious injuries. But yeah, it just shows you how your life can, you know, walking down the street, and I'm not even talking about that. A car could mount the curb, completely innocent. Something's gone wrong. Driver's had a heart attack, whatever, and your life's changed or over. You know, that's yeah. Danny, I'm very sorry about your kids in the UK losing their mum. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it was a insanely difficult time last year. And myself and Sophie lost the baby. She was pregnant, and that didn't work out either. So last year, to be fair, I can wave goodbye to 2024. It's probably my worst year ever. And 2025 hasn't been particularly great at the earlier part of what went on in the UK. But anyway, here we are. You got to make it look like you're talking to everyone personally, and you do, Danny. You're getting good at it. Do you know what? It's just contact lenses are dry. That's why I keep blinking. I come on tonight. I was sitting here about 10 past 10 here, which is 10 past 9 UK, and I didn't really know what to talk about. And then I just wrote down a few little notes, and I thought, you know what, the chat will get it going. So, and here we are. You know, I've got nothing else to talk about. So, and we've got loads and loads of stuff being put up. I noticed a spelling mistake too, had to delete and redo. Yeah, don't worry about that, Lisa. I'm doing spelling mistakes all the time. There's probably loads of replies that I do because the replies are getting more and more time consuming. So I'm dictating a lot of them. So when they don't come out, unfortunately, yeah. Another, John has said roads is lovely, great weather. Danny, has the problem with your neighbours been sorted? No, the barking dog is still there. I'm going to be speaking to my police friends tomorrow about that, and they will come round and have another visit, I'm sure. I love Salou. Yeah, I've heard of that but never been there. So that's been to Linda. Need bar staff, Danny. If you've got the right visas, we'll always look. We've taken on a couple of people this week. We had a chef leaving Sophie's restaurant, and we just replaced them, and we're having a chef leaving my restaurant, and we're replacing her as well. But obviously she's still given us plenty of notice, which was absolutely lovely of her. She only had to give a couple of weeks notice, and she gave 2 months notice, but she said, I'll leave whenever. So she's been very, very good. And I said to her today, she's always welcome to come back if ever she wants the job back. She's leaving to look after her husband. Which part of Tenerife did you like the best? Well, I used to live in a place called El Duque, Elduque. It was beautiful in Costa Adeje, lovely. I would say it took me about 5 years to settle in properly. Now, yes, it does take a little while. Sorry about my eyes, as I say, my eyes are tired. I'm really knackered. Funniest thing has happened to you living over there in the last 4 years? There's been quite a few funny things. I'm trying to think of, I don't want to lose my space. I'm having to hold the screen. Funniest thing that's happened over here. Do you know what? I don't even think I can pull one out of the bag, to be fair. There's been quite a lot. Hello, Danny. What would be your dream car or cars? Kind regards from Matthew. A McLaren P1 is my favourite car. It's an oldish car now, but that's my favourite car. I'd like one of those. Mark McCann's just bought one from Harrods via Tom Hartley, and I think he's ruined it. I don't know if he watches this, he probably doesn't. I'd like to think he does, but he doesn't. I think he ruined it when he wrapped it. It was volcano orange. It was a P1 volcano orange, and he's wrapped it black. I've got a volcano orange car, and I love it. I wouldn't wrap that in a million years. But anyway, that's a personal choice. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Love Sliding Doors, one of my favourite films. Yeah, do you know what? It was all right, actually, weren't it? I don't really remember. It was years ago I watched it, but I know it was about, you know, how making a decision can change your life completely. Calpe near Alicante, would you recommend? I heard there was a bad flooding. I don't know an awful lot about Calpe. Sorry, guys, my eyes are really dry. I've got contact lenses in. Fate is real as AF. Yeah, it really is. How's Richard? He's okay, I believe. I spoke to him recently, and he seems okay. To be fair, I did it 9 years, 6 weeks in a. It did 9 years ago, 6 weeks in a coma. I think I might have missed the previous comment to that one, mate. God bless Liverpool. Danny, would it be great show, Frank, talking about the old days? Yeah, maybe if he comes out, he might want to do that, and maybe I could help him set the channel up himself. I met Oliver Reed years ago. Wow, he was a good actor. 2024 wasn't a good year for me either. Sorry about that, Jack, mate. Danny, to me, the UK is in the toilet. How's things there? The world ain't a great place at the moment, mate. I'm happy here. Like I say, I wouldn't want to change Spain for anything. But who knows, mate? Who knows? Hi, Danny. Love the channel. Love you, Paul. In the retirement trap, 9 years to go, and then I plan moving to Spain. Good on you, Mark. Good on you, mate. Have a plan and stick to it. I hope when Paul was house hunting, he'd take us all out with him to view it. Paul's a little bit private when it comes to properties and bits and bobs like that. I haven't really spoke to him. I know he's found somewhere. I don't know whether he's renting it or bought it or buying it or whatever. I don't know. So that'll be down to Paul to discuss where it is, what it is. But yeah, it's not for me to talk about. God bless you. And Sophie, thank you very much, Jenny. What's for you won't go past you. What's for you won't go past you. And I'm a bit confused by that one. What's for you won't go past you. Yeah, no, I get that. What does Sophie and you do? Why don't you, does Sophie and you do a live? We should actually, but she goes to bed early at the moment. Like, so this morning she left at 6 o'clock in the morning to get to the restaurant to start baking because our chef, our head chef, was in the UK. And her husband's fallen over and broken his wrist. So he had to have an operation, or his arm had to have an operation. So she's had to delay coming back. So we've had a little bit of a nightmare with staffing, to say the least. How about the MRI, Danny? Being eaten? Yeah, the MRI is like being eaten by a giant polo. It bloody is as well. I still think I'm going to have another one, but I'm trying not to. I'm cashing in all my pension next year and I'm gone. Alan, I don't blame you, mate. Danny, where did you meet Sophie? Was she in Spain already? No, she's dark enough to be in Spain. Claire, I'll talk about that on the next video where I'm going into that next level when I move to Tenerife. So I'll touch on that, mate. On that. If you look after your staff, they look after you. To be fair, Tina, they have been tremendous. When I bought the business, they stayed. So they're still there, a lot of them. We've had obviously a few people leave for various reasons, but the majority of the staff, my manager is still there and she makes my life a lot easier than not having her, I can tell you that. Don't tell Frank, my sister got me Frank's autograph on an early black and white photo and a few years ago binned it along with Steve Davis's autograph. Oh, that was naughty. I don't know if you can see it on that video. There's the black and white photo at the just there. That's an old photo. That's signed. Tina, who's going to win the 2026 World Cup? If you're talking about football, mate, you might as well talk to me about brain surgery because I know absolutely nothing about football. I've never watched a game and I never intend to. Talk to me about Formula One if you want. Tenerife, my first holiday abroad in 1978. I was little. Changed a lot since then, Patsy. Changed a lot, mate. Danny, I live in Northern Ireland and have a British passport and an Irish one, so I could stay long. Yes, if you've got an Irish passport, I believe that you can stay in the EU as long as you want. Great show, Dan. Thank you very much, Luke. Appreciate that. I'm trying to get through the comments. They're probably coming in quicker than I can read it. Danny in Spain, I'm petrified of going in the MRI scan. Do you know what? I've done it once and it was hard. It was 3 attempts. Closed my eyes before I went in and didn't open them until I come out. That was all right, but that last one I tried to get me in, it was like being sucked through a McDonald's milkshake straw. I was so squashed up and I just couldn't do it. Absolutely couldn't do it. If you were stuck in there for 4 hours, that is absolutely horrific. Thanks very much for that, because I'm probably going to have to go on another one, and I'm going to be thinking of that. Great film. I take it we're talking about sliding doors. Danny and Sophie seem like lovely people and good employers, probably. I'd like to think so. They'd probably tell you a different story, but yeah, I like to think so. Are you still struggling with hay fever? It's still there a little, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. I was a manager for a big car company up here in Scotland, and I was asked to my staff, and we're giving you a great boss. Oh, there you go. You was liked. Volcano orange is stunning. It really is, Claire. I went out in it today, and yeah, it stops traffic, the car. It really does. Richard did a live tonight. He's geared up for a rally. And so I don't believe that Richard will go to the rally, Tina, but that will be down to him. I believe he will help promote it, whatever, but I don't think he'll be attending it. John Windsor, my hubby had one yesterday. It's fine. Okay. If you've not got claustrophobia, I'll take it you're talking about an MRI. If you've not got claustrophobia, it's probably all right. Richard did a live a couple of hours ago. I did see it. I did comment on it and got a lot of comments back, actually. So thank you very much for everyone that commented back. Gonna go now, but mods, Danny, nice chilled. Thank you very much, mate. I'm glad you probably haven't seen it, because that was probably half an hour ago that I've probably done that. The noise is the most annoying thing. Close your... Yeah, the noise in the MRIs are a little bit... I had headphones on. The noise didn't really bother me. It was just that claustrophobia. I just wanted to... You know, when you just want to smash it, you know. Anyway. Right, I'm off, pal. Speak to you soon. Cheers, Glenn. You might not see my reply to that because I'm slowly getting through the comments. Night. Best black, night. Boss levels, I can do open MRI. I'm saying that we're in Scotland. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not going to get to the bottom of these chats, am I? I'm going to miss a few. Sorry, guys, if I miss you. Hi, Danny. Sorry, mate. Just joined the chat, had a couple of beers with my friends and looks after me. There you go, mate. I will do a rerun. Yeah, start from the beginning, mate. The only thing is, like I say, I just think I've still got 175 people watching at the minute. I still think you can't really get the same experience if you watch this the day after. It's probably all right, but I've not watched it, so. I had a brain scan. Yeah, the brain scans in the MRI are pretty horrific, aren't they? Because they strap you up as well. Strap you up as well as putting you in there. Oh, I don't envy you, mate. Never been to Scotland. I'm in Wales. Scotland's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Danny, does Spain think about the people more than the UK? I believe they're very family orientated here. I'm not going to mention the UK, mate, to be fair. Everyone's got their own opinions on that. I find Spanish people very, very warm, friendly, and very, very family orientated. So yeah, I'm going to say that they're pretty good here, to be fair. Paul, how are you, Mr. Paul? Evening. My grandparents are mechanic for Rolls Royce in the 60s. Wow, I bet that was an experience. John Windsor is one of my hubbies. Yeah, confinement is a bit of a problem, Lisa. My friend from Wales left Wales 15 years ago. You're still getting people liking the videos? Yeah, to be fair, I'm going to be honest with you. The video views have dropped a bit, but I'm doing stuff that won't appeal to people, so there's only going to appeal to a certain amount of people. The ones I've got coming up this week should be pretty good, to be fair. I've just got to get the right thumbnail. It's all about your thumbnails, but I don't like doing clickbait thumbnails. Will Paul be attending future United Kingdom rallies? You will have to check that with Paul, Jack. I don't believe so. Claire Bear, do you know what you're missing? Yeah, Scotland's lovely. I'm going to go along with that one. What country? Some years ago in Tenerife, Frank Bruno in the water park jumping on a diving board. You could hear his laugh. So funny. Yeah, Frank spent a bit of time in Tenerife training for fights and stuff at the old TKO gym. Oh, Jesus, I am really behind, I think, with the chats. I'm on 42. What's the time there? 44. I'm only a couple of minutes behind, but I'm going to skip a few, guys. Sorry, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to finish reading them all. I'm from... Yeah, I found them lovely, warm and welcoming. I agree. I totally agree. I think Nigel... I'm really near the bottom now. I think Nigel trained there too. Yes, he did, Lisa. Nigel Benn come out and trained there quite a bit, as did Nicky Cook as well. He trained for... In fact, I trained with him for the world title fight. Frank is a legend, yeah. Frank's a really good pal of mine, and as I say, we've been through a fair bit together, to be fair. I'm in a lot of Frank's books, if ever you get the chance. The last two books, one of them was called 60 Years a Fighter, which is still available at frankbruno.co.uk, I think, signed books. And also Let Me Be Frank. I'm in both of those books quite a bit. I've been out 2 times today trying to sort my dog out as he's been in pain in the... Okay, fair enough. Frank's got a dirty laugh. Yeah. Hi Danny, can you please not cover your mouth when you are speaking? I'm trying to lip read. Of course, no problems at all. I will try and do that. You can put these subtitles up on these. I don't know how to do it, but you can do that, Eileen. My great granddad at the pub in the 70s. I have Let Me Be Frank. Great read. So Patsy, you must have read. You might have seen my name in it then a few times. Let me know. Danny in Spain. David Hayes stops to talk to me every now and then. What a good man and boxer he is. Yeah, John. David Hay. Yeah. He trained in TKO gym as well. Not really a big fan of him. I don't know why. There's just something about him that I just think he looks down at certain people, but it could all be facade. I don't know him. I've never met him, so I can't really comment. That's wrong of me to comment. If you have any sense, get to Spain and chill out. That's my plan. Yeah, do you know what? Frank is a gentle giant, but I have seen another side of Frank as well, so he can have an aggression when he needs to. Do you know what I mean? How's Mark Kaler? I haven't seen or heard from Mark Kaler for many years. I met him quite a few times years and years ago when I was up at the Canning Town gym. But I haven't seen or heard from him. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. No subtitles not available. Might be if... Yeah, I think you need to view it afterwards, I think, with the subtitles. Okay, mate, thanks. Trying to find a house before I list this, mate. Hard work. Yeah, Paul, I think you're talking about moving, aren't you? Does Paul Thorpe still have his house in Brighton, even though he's no longer using it? He had a couple of properties. I know he sold one. I don't know what one he sold. He had one that he was renting out and one that he lived in. So I don't know. I really don't know. In Spain, Danny in Spain, he's been training at gym in London. Okay. I don't know if you're talking about Mark Kaler, but yeah, he's a good lad. What do you think, mate, of Cole Brampton? Yeah, good. I like Cole Brampton, to be fair. Danny, did you ever meet Harold Graham? Yes, a couple of times. He's still about. And Lloyd Hunnigan. I met quite a lot of them. There's a boxing video about a month ago, and that's got loads of pictures of the people I've met. If you get a chance, have a little watch of that. 2 cats as well. My daughter will be taking a minute to get her out with us. Yes, mate. My last boyfriend was from here, and I'd like to see where my folk lived, though. Steve Ritchie Woodall lived only a mile away. Yeah, Ritchie Woodall. He was a good little boxer as well, wasn't he? John Windsor. Has Mark got a gym in Spain? Has Mark got a gym in Spain? I take it that's to John. My cats are 13 this week and my dog is 11. There's time for me yet. Yeah, plenty of time, mate. You ain't got to rush. Viewing's dropping off now, guys. I'm going to wrap it up in a sec. Danny in Spain, my friend like Frank Bruno. There's a photo of Frank Bruno in the Brick Lane. He went Aladdin restaurant years ago. Yeah, he used to go up there quite a bit, didn't he? Up in Brick Lane, I think. Bulldog is Spanish passport. He can only stay there as long as he wants. That's handy. You got to get rid of him, mate. I know him. Paul. Sorry, mate. Cole Frampton from Belfast. Yeah, he's Irish, isn't he? Cheers, Jack. Thanks, mate. I'm going to bed. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm going to bed as well, mate. We'll give it another couple of minutes and then we'll knock it on the head. So, guys, the video will be up. Let's be realistic. I probably won't put it up tomorrow. Tomorrow being Friday. I might put it up tomorrow afternoon. Let's see. Night all. Cheers, Patsy. Yeah, I'll try and put the video up tomorrow. So tomorrow's one I'll do. What one will I do first? Common Sense, Spain versus the UK. It'll be a bit of a laugh, to be fair. You won't believe some of the stuff that they get up to in Spain that just baffles you. Again, I wouldn't slate the Spanish because I've moved here and I absolutely love my life here. But yeah, there's some stuff that don't really meet the eye, and there's also some common sense stuff which I'll show tomorrow as well. Actually, I've got a few things to bring up in this video, so I'll do that tomorrow. I might post it tomorrow. If not, it'll be the next day. So give that a watch. It's going to be, I don't know what we're going to call it, Common Sense, Spain versus the UK, something like that. I'll try and do a catchy little thumbnail with it. Right, that will do. Probably be live with Paul on Sunday as well. Yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Numbers have not been quite as high this time, but 225 upvotes, that's fantastic. If you get a chance, always give us a little upvote, a little like, a little comment, and you know, if it's possible to share the video, share the live, that would be amazing. And yeah, I'm just trying to get it to 9,000-10,000 followers. I'll be really happy with that, but it's just stopped at the moment, so subscriptions are stopped. Just check you're subscribed, guys, because there's definitely something going on with the channel a little bit. I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you have a great weekend coming up. See you all soon, guys. Sorry about the thumb in front of the camera. See you soon.